On my wedding anniversary, my husband Karen told me he had to wine and dine clients all night and couldn't come home. My daughter Clara insisted on surprising Daddy. I pulled some strings to get VIP access and quietly brought her to Blackpack's exclusive banquet. In the private booth, Clara asked me in her sweet little voice, "Mommy, can I go find Daddy?" Before I could answer, an Omega sitting nearby leaned over with a smile. What an adorable child. My Alpha always says when our baby is born, they should be this well-behaved too. As she handed Clara a macaron, the wolf head brooch on her collar gleamed blindingly under the crystal chandelier. I asked with a trembling voice, "That's a really unique brooch. Where did you get it custom made?" Pride radiated from her eyes. My Alpha gave it to me as a gift. He said this is an exclusive token for top-tier alphas. It's one of a kind in the entire world. I stared hard at that brooch. It was the token my father had personally given Karen when he assumed leadership of Blackpack. My blood ran cold instantly. I looked up at her, my voice shaking so badly I could barely speak. "Your Alpha, it's not Karen from Blackpack, is it?" She raised her eyebrows in surprise, her smile growing more smug. "Oh, you actually know him?" Clara lay against my lap, her little hands clutching my clothes as she looked around. Karen had said this morning he'd be out all night entertaining clients and couldn't come home. But our daughter kept insisting she wanted to find Daddy and surprise him, so I pulled some strings to get VIP access and quietly brought her here. The banquet hall's crystal chandeliers were dazzling. Everyone here belonged to the upper echelons of werewolf society. I had just sat down with Clara when the Omega next to us turned and smiled, offering Clara a macaron. What a beautiful little girl, like a little angel. Lena smiled warmly. As she raised her hand, the diamond-encrusted wolf head brooch on her dress collar sparkled brilliantly. My man loves children too. He always says he wants us to have one as sweet as your baby. I blocked her hand, offering the macaron, my gaze falling on the brooch. "That's a White Pack custom piece, isn't it? I feel like I've seen it somewhere." "You have a good eye." She deliberately straightened up, making the brooch more visible, unable to hide the pride in her voice. "My mate gave this to me. He said it's an exclusive piece only top-tier alphas can get. You can't buy it anywhere no matter how much money you have." I actually thought it was too showy, but he insisted I wear it, saying only I'm worthy of it. My fingertips turned white from gripping so hard, though my expression remained unchanged. White Pack custom pieces are only given to alphas recognized by the clan. Your mate is quite generous. This brooch was given to Karen by my father personally when he ascended to the alpha position. Years ago, when Blackpack's old alphas stepped down, it was my father who used his connections with the Elder Council to push Karen into the alpha position. Since our marriage, although Karen was nominally the one in power at Blackpack, most of Blackpack's resources still relied on White Pack connections. Obviously, his Omega lover didn't understand these inside details. Of course, he's always generous with me. She tossed her hair, revealing a moonstone wolf-tail bracelet on her wrist. The milky white glow stood out especially under the crystal lights. Like this bracelet, he specially gave it to me last Valentine's Day. He said it's a Black Pack heirloom, only given to the Pax Luna. I've worn it for almost a year and haven't wanted to take it off. My breathing stopped for half a second. This was what Karen had personally put on my wrist when we got married, saying it was a testament to our love. Half a year ago, Karen said he accidentally lost this bracelet when we moved, and I'd felt regretful for so long. Turns out he gave it to his mistress. And he's given me more than just these. Lena raised her right hand. The pink diamond's brilliance hurt my eyes under the cruise ship lighting. This is what he gave me for my birthday last year. A pink diamond this large is very hard to find. I grabbed Lena's wrist and examined it carefully. This was the pink diamond I'd bought at auction for $40 million. Karen actually dared to steal my things and give them to his mistress. "Mommy, Clara suddenly tugged at my sleeve, her childish voice clear. You're hurting that lady. I saw Lena's twisted expression and released her wrist. The day the pink diamond went missing, I searched the entire house and couldn't find it. Finally, Karen had held me and laughed, saying, Don't be upset. I'll buy you an even better one. At the time, I thought Karen was so considerate that I really had married the wrong person. Now, thinking back, I just felt Karen was hypocritical to the extreme. I suppressed the urge to retch and tightly gripped Clara's hand. Are you feeling unwell? Lena finally noticed something was wrong with me. A bit of low blood sugar. I forced a smile and took the water a server handed me. When did you and your mate meet? Lena froze at my question, a flash of embarrassment crossing her face. I'm his mistress, but hear me out. Karen says he has no feelings for that nominal mate of his. It's all her family clinging to him. Her family just saw that Karen was capable and a natural alpha candidate, so they pestered him relentlessly until he married her. The pathetic resources her family gave Karen were all earned by Karen saving her back then. He doesn't owe that woman anything. My fingers gripping the water glass suddenly tightened, knuckles turning white, fingertips nearly embedding into the glass. Save me? Hearing this almost made me laugh out loud. When I met Karen, he was just a bottom-tier werewolf in Blackpack who couldn't even afford a decent business dinner. One year Blackpack was attacked by rogues. He rashly charged forward trying to claim credit and was nearly surrounded and killed in the chaos. I desperately dragged him out of the pile of corpses and saved his life. To save him, I was poisoned with wolf venom and nearly lost the ability to shift for life. At the time, he'd knelt before me with red eyes, clutching my hand and swearing he'd never betray me in this lifetime. To make things easier for him, I went home and begged my father on my knees for $5 million in startup capital. I also got him inserted into Blackpack's core management and helped him climb to the alpha position. My family poured our hearts out to pull him from the mud into the spotlight, giving him money, connections, and dignity. But in his mouth, my life-saving grace, all my sacrifices, became evidence of me pestering him relentlessly to marry him. He turned around and used our sincerity as gifts to court his mistress, even twisting the truth to say we were clinging to him. Looking at Lena's smug face, the last bit of hope in my heart shattered completely. That woman is not only gloomy in personality, but also boring in bed. Lena pursed her lips, her face full of disdain. Karen says staying with her is especially depressing. If it weren't for transitioning through her family's connections, he would have divorced her long ago. As she spoke, her face took on a deliberately flaunting sweetness. But the hard times are almost over. Karen said once he's firmly established as alpha, he'll divorce that woman immediately. Next month on the 16th is our anniversary. He says he's going to give me the beach house under that woman's name. The 16th. That was the day I woke up after being severely injured and falling into a coma while saving Karen. Karen didn't come see me until the day after I woke up, saying he'd been delayed handling clan affairs the night before. Turns out while I lay unconscious in the hospital bed, he was sleeping with another Omega and taking credit for my life-saving grace to show off. That woman still has no clue even now. She's stupid as hell. Lena sneered, her tone arrogant to the extreme. She still thinks she married such a good, loyal husband. When Karen asks her for a divorce, she won't even have anywhere to cry. If she's smart, she'll pack her things and get lost, instead of refusing to let go of the Luna position. She continued prattling in my ear, bragging about her sex with Karen, counting off the things Karen had given her, things that originally belonged to me. I couldn't suppress the fury in my chest any longer. I suddenly stood up and viciously threw the water in my hand onto her smug face. Ah, are you insane? Lena bounced up from the booth. Ice water ran down her haute couture gown. Her foundation and eyeliner smeared into a mess, making her look like a painted cat. Clara was startled by the sudden scream and burst into tears with a wah, hugging my leg tightly. I immediately shielded my daughter behind me, looking at her expressionlessly as she jumped around. What did I do to you that you throw water on me? Lena dabbed at her face with an expensive silk handkerchief while playing the victim to the surrounding onlookers. Everyone look. This person threw water on me for no reason. How can there be no rules? Banquet attendants quickly squeezed through the crowd, bowing as they tried to mediate. Ma'am, please calm down. Talk it out nicely. Don't disturb the other guests' dining experience. Talk nicely? I've been soaked like this, and you want me to talk nicely? Lena pointed at my nose and shouted, her nail almost poking my face. Do you know who I am? I'm the person Alpha Karen specially brought here. Go get Karen over here right now. Every minute you're late, I'll have him fire you. The attendant looked troubled. Ma'am, Alpha Karen is currently at the main table hosting the 3 clan's elders. He really can't step away. Can't step away? His woman has been bullied like this, and he can't step away? Lena raised her voice shrilly. You won't go? Fine, I'll go to the main table and find him myself. Then I'll tell him you were disrespectful to me, and we'll see how Karen deals with you. The attendant had no choice but to steel himself and go report. A few minutes later he returned, looking embarrassed. Alpha Karen says he really can't leave right now. He asks everyone to calm down, and he'll handle it after the banquet ends. Lena was clearly unsatisfied with this response. Just as she was about to make a scene, a Beta's steady voice suddenly rang through the banquet hall. It was Karen's second in command. Distinguished guests, we have a female guest in the inner hall who has publicly attacked another person, causing harm to Alpha Karen's Omega. Banquet security, please immediately restrain the troublemaker to ensure the safety of Alpha Karen's Omega. The moment the microphone announcement ended, every gaze in the banquet hall focused on me in unison. Daring to touch someone Karen brought? Does she not want to survive in werewolf circles anymore? Karen's Omega is so pitiful, accompanying her boyfriend to a banquet and getting bullied. Making a scene with a child in tow, isn't she afraid of traumatizing the kid? Some people took out their phones to secretly snap photos. Guests at nearby tables, afraid of getting involved in trouble, all shifted their seats away. A circle immediately cleared around our booth. Clara trembled all over, burying her face in my arms, crying softly and asking, Mommy, why is everyone looking at us? Why won't Daddy help us? I held my daughter as bone-chilling cold shot from the soles of my feet to the top of my head. In front of the entire circle, Karen had turned me and my daughter into a laughingstock for everyone to gawk at. 2 banquet security guards in black suits walked up to me. Seeing the guards arrive, Lena immediately put on an act, standing behind them. It's her who threw water on me for no reason. I didn't even provoke her. Quickly take her away, I'm scared. The guards reassured Lena, then turned to me. Ma'am, please cooperate with us. Don't make this difficult for us. A server who appeared to be a shift supervisor quietly advised me. Ma'am, I think you should just apologize. Alpha Karen has a lot of influence in the circle now. If this gets bigger, it won't be good for you or the child. Blackpack is a top-tier clan in North American werewolf circles. One of the core reasons Karen could rise to power back then was because the old Alpha had no heir, plus our White Pack fully supported him from behind, which allowed him to overcome all objections and take the leadership position. I never expected that the person I helped into power would now use that power to suppress me. Lena proudly smoothed the wolf head brooch at her collar and sneered. Of course, Karen's abilities are recognized by the entire circle. Otherwise, he couldn't have taken the alpha position. She turned to look at the 2 guards, putting on a frightened appearance. Please take her away quickly. I'm really afraid she'll suddenly go crazy again. My heart is still pounding hard. The guards looked at me helplessly. Ma'am, if you won't apologize, we'll have to ask you to wait temporarily in the back lounge. I did nothing wrong and won't apologize. I pulled Clara closer into my arms. On the contrary, this lady publicly spread rumors and insulted others. She's the one who should apologize. The attendant, seeing I wouldn't back down, could only contact Karen's beta again. Half a minute later, he received a reply. Alpha Karen instructs that the troublemaker be removed from the banquet immediately. Force may be used if necessary. The guard sighed and made a gesture for me to go with them. Ma'am, please cooperate with our work. The surrounding guests' gazes grew even more piercing. Lena deliberately shook the moonstone bracelet on her wrist, the silent flaunting slapping my face like a physical blow. I looked around at those clueless, pointing guests, at the guards caught in a difficult position. Clara trembled in my arms, her little shoulders shaking with sobs. An unprecedented fury burned in my chest. Karen, not only have you betrayed our mate bond, now you're using the power my family gave you to twist the truth in front of the entire circle, treating me and my daughter like troublemaking outsiders? Fine. Just fine. I gently wiped the tears from Clara's face, softly comforting her. Baby, don't be scared. Mommy will protect you. Then I raised my head, looking the guard straight in the eye, my voice clear and firm. Let's go. I took Clara's hand and followed the guards toward the backup lounge at the rear of the banquet hall. Clara looked up at me, her big eyes brimming with tears, asking in confusion, Mommy, why do we have to leave? When will Daddy come take us home? My heart felt like it was being squeezed tight. I crouched down to meet her eyes, using my fingertips to gently wipe the tears from her face. Baby, remember this. No matter what happens, Mommy will always love you and always protect you. Clara pressed close to me, her little hand clutching the corner of my clothing and refusing to let go. Through the lounge door, I could hear the music and clinking glasses from the banquet outside. The resolve in my heart grew stronger. Karen, you must pay the price for your betrayal and shamelessness. The banquet finally ended. 2 enforcement officers from the Elder Council were already waiting outside the lounge door. Under the staff's watchful eyes, Clara and I were brought to the VIP reception room of the banquet venue. Clara was well behaved the whole time, just tightly gripping my hand without crying out loud anymore. We'd barely sat down when Lena's coquettish voice came from outside the door. Karen, look, she ruined my new gown. You have to make her apologize to me and compensate me for the dress. All right. She's just an ordinary clan member with no background. I already spoke to the Elder Council. You can handle her however you want. I guarantee you'll get your justice. The door was pushed open. Karen walked in first, wearing a custom black banquet suit, his tone arrogant. Where's the troublemaker? I spoke coldly. Right here, Alpha Karen. The smile on his face instantly froze. His pupils dilated sharply, his entire face filled with disbelieving terror.